What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be going over a serious topic. When we go through these journeys of transformation, we can end up having some serious low points. You're going through despair, feeling of hopelessness. You feel like there's no way out. Now, I'm talking about this because your coach, not too long ago, was in a place of despair. All right, and these last few days have been some of the worst I've experienced in a long time. Now, like many of you right now, I am in a mode of transformation. I have a vision I have for how I want to look physically, how I want to perform, how I want to feel, right? I'm trying to transform myself, and things are going really well. And then sometimes these roadblocks come up that seem like they're a little more or a lot more than just a roadblock. It feels like there's no way forward and that you may actually be going back. Now, to give you a little context of what's going on, I have some things that go on with my spine. All right, I've had back surgery, and the last time I was in despair was a couple years ago. Me and my wife were in Austin, Texas, and my back pain was so bad that I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep for a week. I would wake up every 5 minutes. I was trying to stand up, just laying down. I couldn't walk. It was extremely bad. And when you're going through pain that extreme, it's hard to vision a way past it. And I think to myself, I broke myself. What if this is going to be the rest of my life, right? And you fall into despair. So I felt something similar. So, I was playing sports not too long ago, and I had a fall, and this was a pretty bad one. I leapt over a gate. I rolled, tumbled. I hurt one of the tendons in my leg, which that's starting to feel better. I wasn't too worried about that. But then over the next couple days, I started having a radiating pain going through my arm. All right, so first I was thinking, okay, maybe I have a little pinched nerve. But then after a couple days, it became pretty obvious to me that whatever's going on with that nerve isn't just a little thing, and my pain, went up to a 10. So it was at that point where at night I can't sleep. So this has been, I believe, the fourth night I haven't gotten a straight night's sleep. I'm waking up every 10 minutes. I'm switching positions, trying different things just to get out of pain. And when you have a couple nights like that, because usually, you can be through pain, have pain during the daytime, and that can be bad. But at night is where you could have some relief, and you hope to wake up feeling a little bit better. So my days have been a lot of pain during the day, and then at nighttime, high levels of pain, not sleeping. Keep in mind, I have these goals I have for myself, and I'm set back right now. And a couple nights ago, I fell into despair. As positive as I try to be, as much as I always try to, look on the bright side of things, it got me. And I remember I, woke up and my pain was a 10. So, I go over to the kitchen, and what we'll often do is we will try to self-soothe and however we can. Now, when you're in pain and stress is high, we have different hormones that make us crave fatty foods. That's just something I'm aware of, and something that I will always recommend is that if you're going through times of just hard times, high stress, you want to have safeguards in your environment. That way you don't set yourself back, by trying to eat away whatever you're going through. So one of the safeguards we have here is a cabinet where we have snacks. So if me and my wife had similar goals when it came to eating, then we just would not have snacks while we were in fat loss phases. But we have different goals, so we have those snacks because she likes them. And that safeguard often works well for me. If I'm going through stress, I don't even bother the cabinet. But when you're in despair, those safeguards didn't work, and mine did not work. I went into that cabinet. I had cookies, I had chips, I had ice cream. I binged out. I probably had maybe 5,000 calories worth of food trying to self-soothe. And here's the thing, it didn't soothe anything. Pain didn't go away. And I definitely gained quite a few pounds of scale weight and probably even put on a little bit of actual body fat. And then I still couldn't get back to sleep. And when we're going through these things, our brains, our minds start to tell us, it's okay to eat those snacks. It's okay to give up, because what's the point anyway? I started telling myself things, what if I'm somebody who's destined, to always have these spine issues? What if there's no way I'll be able to safely exercise? Should I even try? We tell ourselves these things. So anyway, go back to bed, try to sleep, and then the next day comes, I get into motion, still in pain, but albeit not as bad as it was the night before. And the next day was a little bit better. I did find myself first thing in the morning back in that cabinet. And many of you have probably experienced this, where you're on the path, and then when you get off detour, even if it's for an extremely good reason, you feel like you've lost control. So here's the point of this video. When you go through these dark times and you feel like there's no way to get back on track, I want you to remember that it's only finite and that you can get back on track. Now, one of the things for me is that I do have, and some of you probably know of this training I have for goal setting called the Letter to Yourself. All right, and this is when you film yourself speaking about the benefits that's going to come from the transformation journey you decide to overtake, right? Just from a health standpoint, how it affects your family, how you can be of service to the world. It's good to do something like this. And I referred back to it, and it helped give me some perspective. Now, granted, it didn't I watched it, then I was right back on track. But it kind of got me going again. And then I had to remember, I've been here before. All right, and for many of you, the hard thing you're going through, maybe you haven't gone through this exact thing before, but hard things have come in life, and you got past those hard things. And more hard things are in your future. It's what comes with life, but you're going to be able to get past those as well. And by having some perspective around that, the fact that even though I don't know when I'm going to be out of pain again, there is another side. Even if that means I have to see doctors, if it takes a few weeks or months, there is another side. And what I don't want to do, because I know this does not help, is to sit in despair. It won't help me, and it won't help you. So once I got that perspective, I took out my MyFitnessPal, I added up those calories that I didn't want to add up that I had, so I could see what I was working with. And I said, okay, we're getting back on track. Now, granted, I can't lift weights right now. I can't do my moderate cardio right now, but I can walk right now. So I'm going to walk, and I can eat within my calories. Now, I gained a good amount of scale weight. The scale's 5 pounds heavier. That's okay. I lost the weight before, and I can lose it again. And that can be the same thing for you if you've had a setback. But the way you do it is to just control what you can. If you can't exercise, see if you can do some light movement. If you can't do either, all right, then get back on your nutrition. The things I can do right now are with some walking and with my food. So I've planned out my food for today. All right, I'm going to meal prep. Albeit it'll be a little painful, but I can do it. It is better that when you're going through these times of despair to be busy. And what better way to keep yourself busy than to focus on, even if it's just one task that's in line with your vision for yourself. So I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to walk. And this is going to help me get myself back on track. Now, what I'm not going to do is beat myself up over those days of binge eating. It happened. I'm not going to despair over that. I'm not going to fall into despair because the scale is 5 pounds heavier. All right? I've lost weight before. And even had I never lost weight before, I know there's many people who have done it before, and I know I can be one of those people. And that's the same for you. So whatever you're going through right now, take a moment. I want you to know you can get past it. And whatever destructive behaviors you've been doing, today is the perfect day for you to stop them. Have a reset. Get your goals in line. Have your game plan and move forward, all right? It's a tough thing you're going through. I promise you, you will get through it and you're gonna be able to transform yourself, all right? So whatever the despair is, I want you to know it's not hopeless, all right? It looks like it is, but really it's just a roadblock, and roadblocks are things we can get around. All right, that is it for today's training. I hope this was helpful. You know, biggest thing here, all right, the biggest takeaway. You are a lot more resilient than you think. You have gone through harder things. And if something harder comes up, you are resilient enough to get through that too. Our team, bye.